I guess if I try a Jace, I'm going on record ahead of time saying I don't think this card is good. But for the sake of science, I'll give it a shot. What if I add a third Riddler to the board over like the Thoughtseize? PT watch party at 3 a.m. I'm a little conflicted. So the coverage starts at 4 a.m. my time. I don't particularly care about the draft portion. So part of me wants to just like skip the draft portion, wait for constructed. But I'm probably going to make that decision in the morning. Like I'll wake up at 3:45 or something and see if I feel like starting. That's so early. That's so early for draft, right? Moto's lagging a little bit. Let's restart it before we get into this next league. Boof, what's up? Teams have been pretty good today. We finished the first league 3-2 with Goryo's. Should have been 4-1, but I had some Magic Online complications. But it's been solid. Only day 3 starts at 3 a.m. Yeah, a little better. Not be able to have drafts. You'll be covering that. I'm pretty sure top 8 is draft and it starts earlier than the other 2 days. Like, how miserable is that to start earlier and not be the format of the Pro Tour? Which I'm just so upset about that. Yeah, top 8's draft. I'm so pissed off about the top 8 of the modern Pro Tour being decided by something, or like the winner of the modern Pro Tour being decided by something that's not modern. I hate it. I despise everything about that. It gets under my skin. Just every fiber of my being is like crying over it. I'm going to be so unbelievably upset if some team has put together like a 75 that is just crushing the Pro Tour meta, like wrecking everybody. Some small unknown team out of nowhere formulated the perfect 75, is crushing Boros, crushing Broodscale, crushing Affinity, crushing the Outliers, and they make it to top 8. And they just get kicked first round of top 8 because the guy drafting next to him just picked like 3 bomb mythic rares in his packs. That will be the most stupid thing imaginable. I'm going to keep this for science. Am I going to keep this for science? Nah, it's pretty bad on the play. I kind of want to try it out just to see. We could Thoughtseize on 1. We have Solitude available. If we find a white card, we can Ephemerate Solitude. We have a Surveil. I'm going to keep it for science. I don't think this is a great 7, but I kind of just want to give it a shot. Team Swamp Walk with Sultai living in the team you're currently talking about. But they will not get kicked because they have Legend Jody Keith drafting, and he beats anyone who drafts multiple mythic rares. Air. That would be impossible. I think the packs are open before, so they know exactly who gets what, and it gets too busted. They can just repack. No, you completely ruin the integrity of competitive Magic if you rearrange the packs to make it so people don't get the busted random things they would have opened. You absolutely cannot in any way do that. They just open them ahead of time to stamp them so that there's no like outside cards making their way in. Like, I can't imagine the shitstorm that would happen if it came out that they were repacking cards. Use Jace's Faithful Mending number 3. He's Goryo's 5 as well. I use him to bait removal. He helps with flashback Thoughtseize. Use Goryo's to bring him back, then flip him to double Goryo's as well. Well, we'll see what happens. If he works out that well, then great. I kind of view him the same way as Kyvero. Like, if the deck is functioning, I just don't need that spot. Trudge. Could take their green mana, but probably just want to take Kozilek's Command. What do you think is better deck with Namor? I mean, like between Mono Blue or Dimir or Grixis or whatever. I don't know if there's really like a best version of Namor. They're all fine-ish. Take Disciple and cut them off green, but then they have Kozilek's Command, and I'm just sitting here with a dead Goryo's Vengeance. Plus, they get to turn 2 have Kozilek's Command live. I don't want a dead Goryo's Vengeance. I want to do the thing. Green Suns again. All right. Give me something I can Goryo's. Man. I don't know if y'all are aware so far in the games we've played, but I am really, 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 really bad at flipping over Atraxas on my Surveil lands. I got to do better about that. Kind of a problem. Need to shuffle better. Truth. Saving this Thoughtseize to potentially Thoughtseize myself. All right, deck. Well, here goes the Goryo stuff. What's my out here? Not that. Let's see ourselves, but we don't have second black source. Joke's on you. We didn't have single black source. What now? Just draw better. Come on. I'm trying. Every day I wake up and I think to myself, what if I drew better? And it is yet to be the case. I like Philology a little bit better than Mending. Aha. This is my exact experience playing Goryos. That's kind of why I've been liking this all-in version. It's felt oh no, not that one. It's felt so much better about just like mitigating the poor luck because you're just flipping more stuff into your life or into your graveyard. I'll take a third land. Frog. Like, Goryos should just be the unfair reanimate a big stupid thing game one deck. And I think the more cards you like allocate towards not being the big dumb reanimate a stupid thing deck game one, like you're just kind of doing a disservice to yourself. My 2 cents. This Trudge, it is Trudge. Endurance. I don't really care about endurance because I do just have consigned to memory. But I guess fighting over 1 endurance is better than fighting over 2. The main deck, Riddler deck, is more like a combo control deck. And I get that. I just don't think that's good enough in Modern. I think it's like fun and cute and quirky, but I don't think it's good enough to like win tournaments. Hope the 9 Boros Ponza decks do well in the Pro Tour for everyone to be miserable on the coverage. Peace is not an option. Kind of harsh. His opponent is just going to blow an endurance here. So, do I want a Solitude here? I think I do. What do we think about just solituding off Atraxa and ephemerating the Solitude? Probably not. Take my frog hit. Sure. quite a ways off of this Emrakul. Right, rigging is fine. To be completely honest, the only faults I find in the Philology list is milling some of the shocks and lands you need sometimes. Doesn't come up too often, though. Yeah, I feel like it really hasn't come up hardly at all for me. Go ahead and discard this. Dang. Oswart Bridge. So we could discard, warp Quantum Riddler, draw 2, have Jace active. Seems fine. Land. Womp. Alt C's. Now Jace's draw 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 towards Emrakul. It's like a ways off. Also just thought sees the Emrakul. See what we hit off of the frog. Nada. You discard flip Thoughtseize. Well, I don't want to tap off of this consign because of fight rigging. I can consign the fight rigging trigger to put something on a creature and then like untap Jace minus on pending the creature. But if I tap off of consign and they top deck a Trudge, they can just fight rigging onto it. I just don't want to like give them a window to hit something. Frog and Riddler feels so good together. He drew so many cards, dude. I try to tell people and they're like, nah, Wan Shi Tong. Nah, Riddler. Is there any world where I'm bringing in Surgical Extraction against Trudge? Doubt it. Go back to the stream to see a JVP in play. I could cry. A JVP getting played and flipped. Solid. What if we ban this card? How high up was this on the play rate? Like if Kozilek's Command was 1 and Ugin's or Eldrazi Temple was number 2, surely this card had to be like somewhat up there on the rankings, right? Okay, so Rumble lets them dig for fight rigging, but Devourer of Destiny could let them potentially cast fight rigging. What do they do? They'll Thought Not, Turn Timber, Disciple. Kept something on top. I feel like the top card has probably got to be a fight rigging, either fight rigging or Kozilek's Command. And I think taking Devourer does the most to stop both of those. Fairy's good versus the rigging. How? Like, I play Teferi, good draw. I play Teferi and hope that they don't just cast fight rigging and then... Or I guess they have to cast it inside of combat, don't they? That's fair. Point made. Good against fight rigging. It's not good against the land. You see? Just have to be cognizant of what you potentially lose to. Be gone, thought. Something, something, fight rigging D's. Right, but I still have to draw something. Still have to draw something. But yeah, since fight rigging is cast the card, hideaway is cast, and this only happens like during combat, Teferi would stop fight rigging from being able to cast the card during combat, so it just disappear off into Narnia. They've got Disciple, Endurance, Analyze, Fanatic. Okay. Now flip me over an Atraxa. Atraxa, Quantum Riddler, Solitude's probably fine-ish. Bristle Father into the yard. I believe, deck. I believe. Give me something to believe in. Okay. Okay. Judge people. What's the CMC on this? Is it still 2? Is it just like the face value of the creature? Just tell me. Doesn't. Is it a token? I thought it was a copy. I guess it says token. Let me double check. CMC of eternalized creatures. Important ruling note, the other eternalized sources do not erase the CMC. All make true token copies, which means that they have the CMC of the original creature. Under the name is a cast. Yeah, I see that. I'm pretty sure it's CMC 2. Only if Scarab God or Godfarer's Gift make the guy. So it's 0 for this. But for science, right? Okay. Sweet. Because I really want to have all the mana up for this consign in case they play a kicked Myco spawn. I want to be able to consign the Myco spawn and the 2 triggers. So, like, having this up is important. How many players registered Trudge at the PT? Too many. I think it was like 12 Eldrazi ramp players, and I think it said 9 of those were Trudge. Or like 3/4 were Trudge. Link to PT info. I just closed it. Okay. Here. Oh, that works too. Appreciate y'all. Chat coming in clutch. Totally nothing fishy going on over here, opponent. Faithful Mending's not bad. 3 players on Thud Goyf is crazy. That is, in fact, crazy. Triple fight rigging. That's so many fight riggings. I don't care for that at all. All right, so I know their last card is Endurance. So I think I'm just going to fire off Solitude on this spawn. They sack it to play Endurance, but they don't get all these fight rigging triggers. But they might just, like, not do anything with this and wait. Well, they get the triggers off the endurance when it's on the field. I think this targets when it goes on the stack, right? The 1/1 counter on target creature. So they all target the Eldrazi spawn token, then the spawn's no longer there. Do I want to go ahead and mending or wait? If they keep playing creatures, they get it eventually. I mean, eventually, but I'm not here to worry about eventually. I'm here to worry about right this second. Now that one's a pain. All right, so this enters. I go to combat. And I just replicate, consign to hit all the counters or all the triggers. And I want to make sure that I leave up blue and white for faithful mending. No response. You're on the first one. You're on the second one. You're on the third one. Faithful mending. Ditch you, ditch you. I would like to do this thing. Okay, March looks good. Thoughtseize doesn't matter. Land is free. I'd just rather have a Quantum Riddler than a have to take Thoughtseize. Okay, so if I go Jump Frog, they're forced into a chump block with Endurance. On something. They don't chump block, they're dead. I can discard Thoughtseize and the other fetch for free. Did I miss lethal with them gaining 3 life? They're at 14. I would have... Oh, March the Endurance. You're right. I was wanting to hold on to this March for the Trudge. But yeah. You're right. You're right. Which is all brilliant. Which is brilliant. I am but a lowly worm. Trudge is 1 CMC as far as March is concerned. Yes. Yes, it is. We got to learn all these CMC interactions now so we know them for coverage tomorrow. Early concession, if they just drew Trudge, they could have won. There was no draw Trudge. They were dead on my turn. That was all on their turn. Opponent actual factual deceased. Energy. Energy, energy, energy. They're on a 1-lander. I could take Ragavan. They can't go Ragavan into attack plus discharge. I'd probably rather just take Guide of Souls, though. The more annoying 1-drop. Wrong one. There's another Johnny in there somewhere. Get Hallowed Fountain. Frog. Go. Their world we're taking discharge was right. Maybe, but I really don't want him hitting a second land and just being able to go like Rag into Guide Pride, make a dude into a Johnny, make dudes jump dude. I don't think you drew another copy of Galvanic Discharge. I don't think your 2 blind draws were Galvanic Discharge, second red source. Calling your bluff. I mean, if this is the hill that you want to die on, I respect it. They draw like White Source second Ocelot Pride. Sure. All right. Show me a land. I think I'm okay with them blocking here. I could jump the frog and draw 2, but at the moment, they just have to, like, race the frog. I have a pending. Try to put my opponent on a 1-turn clock. That's why people who play Riddler feel like geniuses. I'm not saying they're not allowed to feel like geniuses, just I think there's a difference between feeling like a genius because you played a Riddler and playing Riddler to try to feel like a genius. And I think the latter is the problem, not actual problem, but just like the latter is the one that makes Quantum Riddler awkward. If you're playing it just to try to feel smart instead of playing it and feeling smart because you have played it. That make any sense? The genius part's putting Riddler in the deck. Just staring intensely over your blue modern deck like, I wonder if there's something there if I put arguably the best blue creature in Magic the Gathering in my deck. I wonder. Let me break down how this could go real quick. All those cats can't deal with the little froggy. Little froggy. That thing was like a, what was it, a 7-8? About to jump up to an 8-9? Does Riddler see Legacy play? Is Up the Beanstalk still legal in Legacy? Because I think that would probably determine the answer to that question. If you can Beanstalk Riddler, there you go. Then I would assume if Beanstalk is still legal, then it probably sees something. Might not be good, but tar piles down here. Getting rid of Archaeologist. It's either Archaeologist or Undercity Sewers. Probably Archaeologist. Feel like it's not as good in the format with Brainstorm and Ponder at 1 mana. Maybe not as good, but still very, very reckless. Pyro Surfer. We're just going to take the Ajani. I might go for a Surveil land next turn instead of playing the Frog into the Purge. But hopefully we don't die between now and 2 turns from now. A fetch land is... Battle Cry only pumps other creatures, right? It doesn't pump itself. Somebody confirm or deny. Yes, other. Sweet. Right. So if they don't do anything too scary this turn and I get to untap and Wrath the Skies, I'm feeling pretty good. Just moments away from getting absolutely blown out with like a, I was going to say a reprieve. Would like to get a basic plains and Wrath of the Skies. Please don't mana tithe me. I'm fragile and will cry. People play this in Legacy. Azorius Tempo. All right, so this does have Quantum Riddler, Murktide Regent, Tameo. I think I saw something like this get posted the other day. Got it. Goblin Bombardment. Well, that one's pretty good. That was a little more annoying if we're being honest. Right, but I'm definitely just flashing in one of these to get a clock as well as gain some life back. Okay. We were asked to do the thing, so we're going to do the thing. Are we doing the thing? I'm going to hold up and go for Solitude this turn because I feel like the only way that I just get absolutely wrecked here is if they keep in a Johnny on top. That would have messed up Jace. Also, probably could have just flashed in the second Solitude. By all technicalities, I can do both. Read it and weep, opponent. Shaking in your little Boros energy boots. But with the correct bombardment art, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Look how good this Jace is. Is Be hard casting at Traxxas in no time. Why didn't we play Frog? Because I know that they have a Celestial Purge. And I think I'm happy just like making that a dead piece of cardboard in their hand. Left a card on top. What do they keep? It's the thing. It's the thing I said I wanted to stop them from having. All right. That's fair. Their flip planeswalkers better than ours. True. Very, very much true. Here's a frog. People hate energy. We're in a board stall. Things are going okay. Spyro. Okay. Fair. Oh. Yeah. We take those. Oh no, a 2/2. It's a 2/2 that drew 2 cards. Now look how good that 2/2 looks. It drew. Fair. Fair. I can only do so much here. I'm sorry. All right. Now you. Okay. Let's go. Ending the rest in peace. March of Otherworldly Light, the Goblin Bombardment. Another discharge. Please discharge this Jace. Warp another Quantum Riddler. Opponent, I understand if you were upset at me at the moment. I get it. I don't fault you. We will go to combat. Back with a frog. Opponent is going to go. Do they have another purge? Opponent is going to cycle, or what is it? Channel a Sekinzen. In response to you channeling a Sekinzen, I would like to discard 2 to my frog, flip the Jace, and then jump my frog. Drawing 2 somewhere in here along the way. Discard 2. Draw 2 off of Jace. No! You get back here. We're not done yet. Ain't nobody say you could leave. Oh, damn. Millie and Wymorn, thank you so much for the follows. Hope y'all are having awesome afternoons. I ain't hear no bell. I thought this was America. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. But it said no fun for you. That's understandable. We did top deck like 3 straight Riddlers against them. I don't blame them for being perturbed. TTV King Julian. That looks pretty good, right? Hard time throwing back a hand that has literal everything. Now, am I throwing back Solitude or Force of Negation? Probably Solitude, because I just have a turn 2 frog. See the Grixis Shadows playing Boomerang Basics. I'm really curious about that list. I did not. Have they posted deck lists already? I thought they hadn't posted yet. It's a good draw. New card breakdown. Is Boomerang Basics really a new card at this point? Oh, I see. Boomerang Basics. Weird One Shadow. Moon Shadow, Boomerang Basics. We can piece together the list with the obscure things that got added to the bottom table. All right. Evoke trigger is going to resolve. Response to the Solitude trigger. I would like to discard Atraxa. Yield to all. We got to find out who the shadow player is and have them on stream. Well, thankfully, we don't have to wonder because my good buddy here, Andrea Mengucci, let us know that it's Benton Madsen. So we got our answer. I've already followed them, so no wondering is necessary. I would like to get an Atraxa. Bruh. Bruh, this deck's so bad. What does a guy have to do to find a stupid gore or a stupid ephemerate around here? Pass their turn to play around force. Well, I'm trying to hit like a land drop and ephemerate. Like if I pass through to their turn, I don't get to play my land drop. I don't get to play my land drop. I don't get to potentially ephemerate. These are things that I want access to. Okay. Question real quick. Does Atraxa does put on the bottom of the library, and I don't want any of those cards. So I do not want to shuffle before this Archaeologist trigger. Not that it's going to hit anything anyway, but... Maybe they blink my Archaeologist. All right, so they're just like full on blink. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Getting back Solitude. All right. It's okay because we're going to surveil something good into the graveyard. Yoma, what's up? How am I liking Goryos? I like the deck. I just wish I got to do the unfair stuff a little bit more. I feel like I'm the most fair Goryos player ever. Sure. Surveilling Atraxa into the yard only happens when we cut the deck or when opponent plays it. Like, I'm now on my third league of the day, or third league with Goryos, and I think I've surveilled a Goryo's target into the yard one time. Ah, yes, I see. Main deck relics. They're on Ketramos. Playing Riddler makes it more fair, but also more resilient to hate. If you want to do more unfair stuff, I'd suggest 2 Emperor Bones, 4 Philagi, no Riddler. Well, I'm on 4 Philagi and a couple Riddler. I agree that it makes the deck more resilient to hate. The problem is, I don't think the deck is good enough to win consistently while being resilient to hate. Surveilling 1 is about 10% likely. And think of how many times we've surveilled today. So do that math over 3 leagues or whatever. Or the good old Philagi miss. But it's a culmination of things. It's like the Philagi miss is whatever. Missing the surveils is whatever. I've also missed Ephemerate on Atraxa like a lot. And by the time that comes up, it's usually a 20. Like, I'm usually seeing 25-ish, 20 to 25% of my deck. Which is a good chunk to see. All right, so they showed me Relic. I want to be cognizant of Relic of Progenitus. I want Surgical. You mean they don't all go turn 1 Surveil Land, Ben Atraxa with Goryos in hand? Well, my opponents do. My opponents are god tier at surveilling over Atraxas. I have got video evidence of that out the ass. 28% chance to miss if you don't count hitting a reanimation target as a hit. If you do, it's 17% to miss. I would consider hitting a reanimation target a hit, right? So 17 to miss, and neither of those last two have hit a reanimation target or a spell. Keeping up this math. I Go with the Felia. The last league we ended up 3-2, and we probably would have won that Broodscale matchup round 1 if it wasn't for the Moto misclick. So like 3-2 asterisk 4-1. We lost to Affinity. Boggart Trawler. Did I make any changes? I swapped the Supreme Verdict for a third Wrath of the Skies. Moved 2 Quantum Riddlers to the main over the 2 Otherworldly Gaze. Guess we're going Ephemerating. Third miss in a row. Just saying. Just saying. For all of you statisticians at home. So I do not want to crack this fetch because I don't want to surveil something to the top and then mill it over. Something. Okay, we'll take it to Fairy. I would consider that in the long line of not a miss. Didn't want to blink their relic. Guess not. But they are going to pop their relic now. I'll push my... I see. Point made. It is a tap out, though, so if we manage to just, like, flip over an Atraxa, untap, draw a Goryo's. Oh, all right. Four whiffs. 4 out of 5 whiffs. See what they want to do. It'd be like hard cast and Overlord. Solitude. Hey. Hey, we got a hit. We're doing it. Does that make up for all the misses? Come on. You know how this goes. You know how this plays out. You saw me pick up the consign. All right, there's an Atraxa in the yard. Damn it. It's a guy got a dude hit Goryos. Are you missing this much? I don't know why people think that I'm just like making it up and just randomly throwing things out there when I tell them that like my luck is horrendous. But I swear they're just like, all right, it can't be that bad. But it can. It can and it is. I don't think I want to dispute this or dispute Trawler. Like, I don't care about Trawler. What are they going to do? Attack in and blink my archaeologist? Why? Why am I like... I have the opportunity to just get rewarded so heavily over the course of this game. And just not. You owe me this, archaeologist. You owe me this so much. I deserve hits. I don't even think I activated Teferi. Yep. I was too mad at the Philology. Just like so upset at these missed archaeologists. You know, if these things had been hitting, we could have had like 5 more cards in hand. How sick would that have been? All right. In there, frog. There's a very good chance that next turn I'm just going to Tef minus on one of my own archaeologists. Just, you know, just to buff this one up to a 1/4. I might as well, right? Tony, you're really a glutton for punishment, aren't you? This is what we call masochism. Got it. Motherfucker. How many Atraxes did I board out? 2. Do I have 1 Gristlebrand left? Hmm. You know what? If you want to block, go right ahead. Carry on. This is hilarious because this is my life playing this deck sometimes. Yeah. Like, I know it happens to a degree. I'm fine with that. For the most part, anytime I do something or take a line that's like kind of, what's the best way of saying it? Are they going to try to mill me out? Please, opponent, find me into these Gristlebrands, or a Gristlebrand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they find me a spell, if this Philology that they just blinked hits a spell, I kill them. And it whiffs. And my brother in Christ. We would have had exactly enough to just discard everything and kill them with a frog. But no, the Philologies whiff so much. What do I want to do? Is there any world? I might bring in a Wrath the Skies over one of these godforsaken archaeologists that doesn't do anything. Balaji Archaeologist reads 1 in a blue, mill 3 cards, put a 1/1 counter on it. Done. End of story. I believe in this hand. What are they going to do? Thoughtseize my Gristlebrand? How good is Esper Goryo's in the current meta? I mean, good enough to be the 4th most played deck at the Pro Tour, right? 5th most. 5th most, but basically tied for 4th. Like, my opinion of it is Goryo's doing the proactive, unfair thing is a really good deck in Modern. I think Goryo's doing the fair, like, Quantum Riddler Blink thing is actively bad. Just my 2 cents. Okay. Is it a good choice against the top 3 most played decks? I don't play enough Goryos to say one way or the other. So I don't have a great answer for you on that one. I like just going for this Thoughtseize here. Am I just taking Emperor? Take Emperor. No, I don't have an answer to Ketchermos. Or am I taking Ketchermos? Or played a bunch of Goryos, but I don't know what the top 3 decks are. Energy, Affinity, and probably Goryos are the top 3. Energy, Affinity, Goryos, Eldrazi, Tron, Ruby Storm. I'm going to keep that. I can sign an Archaeologist trigger. Love to see that. Honestly, Goryo's looks really rough into that PT meta with that much Eldrazi. I know the last PT, Goryo's was like the most played deck or one of the most played decks and did pretty awful. Like, just did not represent at all. On deck. That's pretty good. Okay. I do this end of turn, right? I don't want to. I want them to go for Emperor of Bones. I don't want them to. Yeah. Goryo's players were not teched well to beat Jeskai Blink. Energy was super tech for beating the Blink decks there. Okay. I'm not going to do this now. They're going to get to draw a card, but is what it is. Or no, they don't get to draw a card because this doesn't target a player or creature. Island is fine. Faithful Mending. Sign seems pretty good, so discard Gristlebrand. Basic Swamp. Goryo's target Gristlebrand. Go to my turn. Opponent has got a Solitude off an Ephemerate. So I know their last two cards now are Ketchermos, Emperor. I would like to draw 7 cards. I think I'm just going to Mystical Dispute this. Like, I could consign the trigger. Thoughtseize them. But I still don't have a way to keep Gristlebrand around. But if I Mystical Dispute this, Thoughtseize them, like land, Shocking Land, Thoughtseize them, take Ketchermos, then I can just go ahead and like Solitude the Loki. No, because they'd have Emperor. That's fine. Draw for turn. I do not have basic Swamp anymore. Let's attack in. And I Thoughtseize, take the Ketchermos. They can't go for a Solitude if they top deck one. I consign the Goryo's trigger. Pass turn. Just to double check before I pass. Yeah. Bones can get a Solitude, yes, but I can respond to the Adapt with Solitude the Emperor. Exile the Emperor, you go up to 7 life. Because Adapt trigger doesn't resolve. I get to untap and swing for lethal with the Gristlebrand. We did it! Ooh, unless somebody figured out a sick juke, I'd be very surprised if Goryo's posts above a 45% win rate. Well, I mean, I gotta believe with like a bunch of the world's top pros in testing houses together, if they registered Goryos, they have to believe that they've got a solid plan into some of the top decks. And like Goryos is a known quantity. It was one of, if not the most played deck at the last Pro Tour. So you got to know that it's like it's on people's radars, right? King Julian, GG's as well. Four years ago, when we didn't have a Traxa, I used to play Jin Gitaxias into the big mana matchups. I used to play Jin Gitaxias in Commander and Reanimator and had a lot of fun with that. Always super fun. Unbanned Grief, problem solved. Sounds like more problems to me. Lot Pride. Which enchanter into Ocelot Pride? Does this mean this is like a practiced offense blink deck? Another one. I know you've probably already talked about this, but what do you think of the Pro Tour meta? Any hot takes or gripes? I don't really have any gripes about it. Just a few spots that I'm kind of surprised. Like, I am genuinely surprised that Broodscale was, or had like just as many copies basically as Boros Energy and Affinity. That really caught me off guard. I am surprised that Eldrazi Tron had as high of a percent as it did, because I don't think that deck's been doing very well online, like at all. I'm a little bit surprised that Prowess had as low of a rate as it does. I think that deck's really, really good. Yeah, Storm is low. I'm not too surprised by Storm being. I'm surprised that Storm is as low as it is, but I'm not too surprised with Storm being low in general. I think the deck is really good, but I also think it's the kind of deck that runs into the issue of like the room can just be prepared for it. What do we think about Riddler Ephemerate here? Is that better or worse than Philology Ephemerate? I think I like Riddler Ephemerate. Though I could be convinced to Solitude Ephemerate with opponent down to one card in hand. I swapped to Soulless Jailer as my main hate for Storm because Hex Magic is so good at finding them answers versus any other permanent based hate. Also completely reasonable. Soulless Jailer is pretty good Magic the Gathering card. I should have Philoggied first combat. Ever punished. I feel like they have a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Could be another Solitude, but never mind. Neither of the above. Let's see an Entomb off that fetch. Well, you're going to be hoping for a long time, because I would not get your hopes up on that happening. Badger Mole Cub's pretty sick here. White Orchid Phantom. Sure. White Orchid Phantom, blow up your own land to ramp you one and grab and get to Surveil. That's hot. What was the deadline for registering the PT decks? It was yesterday at some point. Am I just going for consider Philoggy? Sure. Not registering this deck to not try to do the broken unfair thing. Hey, look, we did the broken unfair thing. The stupid ass Philoggy still didn't hit. Technically. Bruh. But we did not get to do... We didn't get to do the find and ephemerate thing. All right. Quantum Riddler's good. Thoughtseize is free. Land is free. I'm just going to take Goryos because I've got this ephemerate coming off suspend. Could wait to Goryos until next upkeep to rebound Ephem on Atraxa. Sure, I could have. Kind of hoping to just hit an ephemerate now and not have to worry about it. Or hit like a Solitude so I could take out their own creature and shut off Birthing Ritual. Or could hit Frog Atraxa second Goryos or Frog second Goryos or something and just try to set up a kill next turn. Want that. White Orchid Phantom numero dos. Okay, I feel like this one is going after me. What do we hit? Nada. We do hit another Atraxa, though. Wrath of Skies, Spell Snare. Probably want Quantum Riddler. What do they do that I care about? Maybe Endurance. I'm sure they have some sort of like 2-mana Grave Hate creature, Scavenging Ooze, Keen-Eyed Curator, something. Guess I'll keep a Force in for Birthing Ritual. And seems alright. They might have Rest in Peace. Would they be a Rest in Peace deck? Yeah, Rest in Peace doesn't shut off Badger Mole Cub, does it? They're probably a Rest in Peace deck. I'd buy that for $1. Keep the 4th Goryos as you're committing 4 slots to Fatzos. Yeah, but I can always pitch like a Traxa to Solitude. It doesn't have to be for Goryo's purposes. I don't think I have to like overcommit to the Goryo's part. Plus, I'm leaving in a Force negation, so extra flexible, pitchable. Goryo's Vengeance. I doubt they're a Surgical Extraction deck, so I'm probably fine to pitch that. The Frog. Here's Froggy. I say not a Surgical Extraction deck because of them being a Birthing Ritual deck. They kind of need like critical mass of creatures, value creatures, ETB creatures, and Surgical does not fit that mold extraordinarily well. Badger Mole Cub is fine. I would assume an Endurance Ritual deck isn't on Surgical, right? Could be, but it'd be kind of a weird one to assume. Ranger Captain of Eos. Sure. Go and get a Guide of Souls. Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh, come on. So I could Solitude off the Mending, target the Ranger Captain. They respond by sack it. I respond discard Atraxa, Goryo's Atraxa, Ephemerate Atraxa. And then still just have Frog to attack with. I don't give them a draw step to find something. Hmm. But I guess since I'm not attacking, I might as well just attack with the Frog first. Since I'm not going to be attacking with the Atraxa anyway. There also just might be an argument for going the Solitude Ephemerate route. Like, just don't worry about the Atraxa. Would you like the life or would you like the silence? I'm going to take the life. Okay. Solitude in response to my solitude. Now we let Birthing Ritual resolve. I think I'm still going for the Atraxa here. Like, they can Ranger Captain on my upkeep, but if I find Ephemerate off this, then I can do it in response to the Ranger Captain. Ephemerate, land. I want to just take Quantum Riddler. Yeah. And they kind of get stuck between a rock and a hard place because, like, at any point, if they sack this Ranger Captain, I can respond with Ephemerate. So I guess technically they should go for this Ranger Captain before combat, right? To make me Ephemerate so I don't get to use the or attack with Atraxa. Exile the Ephemerates just in case of surgical. Sorcery. Yeah. I think even though I get the Ephemerate, I think they're supposed to just Ranger Captain like on my upkeep, stop me from attacking with Atraxa. Loss. It always pays out better. Why the Jason instead of another Riddler? Because somebody in chat told me to. About the extent of it. You like 4 Philology, 2 Riddlers, and feeling like not enough discard effects now? I feel like it's been fine on the discard effects. I wish Archaeologist would hit a little bit more. Tiny bit more. Gonna go full circle to pick lock. Dude, I got them sleeved up, ready to go. I keep those things on me. I see you're increasing the number of Riddlers. Next league, finally 4 Riddlers, 0 Philology. Nah, the Philology are not getting cut. They might do me dirty, but every time they do me dirty, they do me good. You know what I mean? Gene's Labyrinth. Bin you. All right, well, we might actually get a chance to Goryo's back and Jason flip it. Was it Trudge again? Oh. Are we Trudge or are we mono green? Like, no, this can't be Trudge. Trudge doesn't play Fleshraker. So are we Broodscale or are we mono green ramp? I don't think Broodscale plays Ugin's Labyrinth, do they? Hmm. Yeah. Some do, some don't, so literally could be anything. You know what? Archaeologist. 3 cards of the exile with Devourer. I guess that would have helped to look at, wouldn't it? Might have given us our answer right there. Touche. Touche. Moto only plays. We're going to Kozilek's Command for 1. So I let this go. I respond to the Flesh Raker trigger. Ephemerate to find a blue card. Well, I'm going to ephemerate on the Archaeologist on my turn to try to find a payoff and Jace minus on the Goryos. The Jace -3 lets you cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. So the plan is ephemerate and then try to Jace back the Goryo's Vengeance. And if it works, we look like geniuses. If it doesn't work, which it doesn't, we look quite the fool. Until this finds us a target. Oh, wait, we can just Jace back Ephemerate again, too. Or would I rather Jace back the Thoughtseize here? I kind of feel like I'd rather Jace back the Thoughtseize and then have Jace back Ephemerate next turn now that I don't need to Jace back the Goryos. Well, Jace doesn't put it into my hand. It lets you cast it directly from the graveyard right now. So either you use the card right now or you don't get to use the card. One, two, three, four, five. Now, Jace is not Tameo. So our opponent has got triple Kozilek's Command. It might just Kozilek's Command to go after my Ephemerate, which would be kind of funny. Start with attack with Solitude. Are we in game 3? No, we're in game 1. My worst fear about the PT is that the Hopium Goryo's Discord for Jace build posts the best but still awful results. There's a 4 Jace build. Sure the list change or boarded card. It changed. We finished the first league and then somehow added adjacent or to adjacent to the mix. I couldn't tell you why. Okay. Force negation off the top's not bad. Like a Myco spawn to me. Okay. Carry on. Corey's Discord's always been so high on Jace for no reason whatsoever. It's baffling. They just want to play their boy. I would like to discard Gristlebrand Atraxa. I would like to Goryo's Vengeance, targeting... I think I like Gristlebrand better in this spot. How many cards do we have to go through to find an Ephemerate? I guess there's only one left. Or no, there's none left? No, there's two. I keep seeing these old border solitudes. I'm like, that's not what we need. There's an Ephemerate. So planes, Ephemerate. Anything else I want to do before passing and discarding a bunch? Not really. Okay. Discards. Go. Discard. Buy. You. Altseas, Philology. Quantum Riddler. Second Goryo's Frog. Okay. Carry on. I didn't even notice that I didn't get or didn't keep a blue card for Force. All right, that's fine. We don't have to do anything. Well, I knew I wasn't getting rid of the March. Like, I was always going to keep Goryo's Land, Solitude, White Card, March. And I was thinking I had an extra card for Force. I should have kept the Frog or an Atraxa or something over the Prismatic ending. That was it. We were fine. There was nothing our opponent could do that was going to kill us, but I should have kept another blue card in hand. All right, when we saw Broodscale earlier, it was just all about Vexing Bauble, right? Like, we could beat the Grave Hate fairly easily. Vexing Bauble was the only thing that was kind of a pain in the ass. I'm between, like, second Faithful Mending, third Goryo's Surgical. I'm going to try cutting Mending. Who needs to pitch stuff when I can't pitch things? Jace's weak here because of Heat and Dismember. I mean, if they're, like, dismembering my Jace, I'm pretty happy with that, right? Opponent mulligans. Much better. Throwing back what? Force, Faithful Mending. I think I want to keep Thoughtseize into Archaeologist. Probably just get back or get rid of Force. Nah, get rid of Mending. Force is weaker into Bobble, better into Kozilek's Command. I also kind of think that they're on mono green and not on Gruul. Here. A Hallowed Fountain, so I've got double white. I gotta take Ephemerate, right? Yeah. I want Ephemerate. I feel like they're so hard pressed to go or to try to find a hate piece off of this rumble, yeah, like Grafdigger's Cage, that if I just get to Wrath the Skies away their board and then untap and Ephemerate, like, I'm probably in a pretty good spot. Keep in mind, I won't get the rebound. Oh, Vexing Bubble? Well, I'm not ephemerating until after I Wrath the Skies. Like, we getting rid of stuff. But yeah, if I try to ephemerate with Vexing Bubble, it counters on the rebound. Opponent gets Blade of the Blood Chief. There any reason that I don't want to go for this Wrath of the Skies now? I'm just thinking about lines with like this shifting woodlands. Like, are they going to be able to do something with that? Maybe copy a Grafdigger's Cage in response to me going for like an Ephemerate or something. What about these blind draws that they get? Those can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. Killer's kind of OP. Well, so is Wrath the Skies. Definitely just forcing this. Just hard casting a Riddler here. I mean, okay. Surveil next turn. Wrath the Skies. Just try to hard cast Natraxa the turn after or something. Woodlands copy Urza's Saga. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, it loses. That's a really good draw, too. Let's see what this finds. All right, so that's a Traxa mana next turn. Which I think means I want to Wrath the Skies. What about just Wrath the Skies for 1? I don't get Jailer. I don't get Jailer, but I get to hold up Consign. I have hard cast a Traxa next turn. But is this better than getting Jailer off the board? Oh, wait, no. I'm just paying full retail for it. Yeah, this is fine. That's fine. I don't know why I was like so insistent that I needed to tap that last mana to kill Jailer. Savage. Okay. I'm sure there's like 27 things I lose to. So, Ephemerate, Solitude, Wrath the Skies, Land. Go. Does this list run Subtlety? No, does not. Almondator, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome afternoon. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. If they do hit an Emrakul, I Solitude the Emrakul off of the Wrath of the Skies, right? Hour of Destiny, hit the Atraxa. Annoying, but is what it is. Sure. This could end up being kind of funny. They have an Urza Saga to fetch off of here. They're trying to decide if they want to copy the Saga in the Yard with Shifting Woodlands to get another counter on it. I don't think that ultimately matters. Soul Guide Lantern is completely fine. I'm not winning this game with my graveyard. Glaring Fleshraker. Okay. So let me think before I do anything. Shifting Woodlands can copy a bunch of stuff I don't care about. I could I need them. No, even if they attack, they can block with Soulless Jailer. No, they can't. I need them to attack. Fleshraker's fine. Okay. Before I do anything, I can Ephemerate Solitude on a Fleshraker, or Evoke Solitude off Wrath on a Fleshraker. I think I should just be safe. Just go for the safe line. I think there's a bunch of lines that can potentially win with like Evoking Solitude, hard casting second Solitude, not targeting anything, like hitting the Fleshraker, ephemerating, hitting the Fleshraker, whatever. I think there's a bunch of lines that can do that and have a really good chance of winning. The problem with all of them is there's always the chance that they just like crack Soul Guide Lantern, draw into Kozilek's command. Just none of them are definitively lethal, regardless of what my opponent draws. And I really don't want to go for a line that's not definitively lethal, if that makes sense. It's kind of like I'm never losing this game if I just cast my Solitudes, attack with my stuff, have Surgical to cover Shifting Woodlands. I'm never losing the game doing that. So the way that I lose is go for an unnecessary lethal into my opponent doing something that stops me from having lethal, and I give up like my entire hand to do so. So here we will Surgical target Urza's Saga. I get to see what you drew into. Nothing. I have second Solitude to flash in, which is going to give me a lethal attack, all while holding up Consigned to Memory. Hiya. Pay out the yaysayers, the believers. The people that came here knowing what they were getting. Victory. Yes. Heck yes, we're trophying. Okay. What do we think of Goryo's? I mean, that's 3 leagues with Goryo's, and we've gone 5-0, 5-0, 3-2 with an asterisk. Should have been 4-1. Had main deck Riddler's trophy. Coincidence? Well, to be fair, we trophied without Riddler's too, so call it what you will, just don't call it a comeback. Jay, what's up? Last Broodscale opponent, GG's. Super close games. 6 fag targets is also the way. Yeah, I have really liked the 6 Goryo's targets. That second Gristlebrand's done a lot of work. Well played. Just a question, is it common to keep force negations post side? I kept 1 in and boarded out the second. I considered boarding the second one out specifically because of Vexing Bauble, and ended up not really having anything else I wanted to board in. Like, I think I kept in, or I boarded in Wraths, Quantum Riddler, Consigns, Surgical, and boarded out 2 Ephemerates, 1 Force, Goryo's, Atraxa, Gristlebrand, Faithful Mending, Balaji, something else. Might have been second Goryo's, like that. The reason behind keeping the force negation in is, yes, Vexing Bauble is a house, but I feel like I can beat Vexing Bauble. What I can't beat is Kozilek's command. So I just want to keep in like a critical mass of answers to Kozilek's command. Because that card's kind of a nightmare. But I think that last game just came to a point where I was like, I'm firing off the force negation. I think you went for a Malevolent Rumble, and I was just firing it off on that because I didn't want you to flip over like something you could use Shifting Woodlands on. But it's just a way, like, if you don't have Vexing Bauble, it's a great answer for an early turn Blade of the Blood Chief. But I just don't have like that much interaction, and kind of just have to accept that it's bad into a Vexing Bauble. Jace was fine. Jace was reasonable. I'll give Jace like a C+, like a passing grade, but it wasn't, oh my god, we saw Jace, we won. Did I board out 2 Atraxa? I might have kept in 3rd Goryo's and boarded out 2 Atraxa. So we played against Broodscale earlier in the day, and what I kind of found from that matchup was I felt like I could beat the Grave Hate. It was Vexing Bauble that caused me a lot of issues. So this time I boarded out more, or kept in more grave dependent stuff, and just kind of didn't respect the Grave Hate as much. I think I boarded out more like setup stuff and kept in more payoffs. All right, this is bugging me how this is organized. For mana value. I know a lot of words of that was just saying like sideboard by feel. Sideboard by feel, not by guide. Okay, let's get to the breakdown of the deck. The 2 Quantum Riddlers in the main definitely felt reasonable. I don't think I missed much by not having the Otherworldly Gazes. I probably would just swap Jace out for a 3rd Faithful Mending. but I'll probably try Jace again in a future league just to see how it goes. The sideboard I felt really good about. The 3 Wrathless guys definitely came up a lot. The extra Quantum Riddler in the board looked good into Boros, looked into some of the stuff they were taking out our graveyard. I was impressed with that. Barry was fine. Didn't see a lot of grave dependent stuff, so Surgical and Nihil might be a little overkill. Maybe it's worth not having the Nihil, but I understand that this is a good card to have in the sideboard for Atraxa purposes, just extra thing you can hit. Will the VOD be available? Yeah, the VOD will be available. It'll be available on Twitch as soon as the stream's over, and then it'll be available on YouTube if you start it like right now, but I will be marking it unlisted on YouTube. Is Wrath main worth bringing? I really want the main deck to be more like focused on the primary game plan. I don't really want to have a bunch of cards in the main or too many cards in the main that aren't doing the objective unfair reanimate thing. Like you've already got prismatic endings and marches and solitudes that don't do it. I don't think you want to like keep going up on that count. Let's see. We gaming more? Unfortunately not. I got some stuff I gotta go do. We're gonna find somebody to send everyone to. Of course, I say that and like nobody's playing Modern. Right. Well, looks like we're going to send everybody over to Doomwake. So if you're wanting to check that out, feel free to stick around, share some love from the channel. As always, I'm going to drop a few links in chat just in case you're interested. Set up the raid real quick. A few links in chat, stuff like the Twitter, first place it gets updated whenever we go live so you don't miss a stream. YouTube, if you want to check out any of the other content, as well as we'll have this league up there before too long. Discord, if you're not a member of the Control Freak Discord and you want to be, there's a link up for that in chat now. I would love to have you over there so you can talk all things Goryo's Vengeance or any other fair blue-black X deck. We've got a few of our affiliate partner links. We've got Mana Traders, Aura Watches, and TCG Player. If you're planning on buying or renting any Magic cards, physical or paper, consider using our affiliate link. Doesn't cost you anything. Just lets us get a little bit of a kickback from anything that goes on. So we can help support the stream that way. Don't like Superior Spider-Man over Jace. I just tried Jace this league. The other leagues I've tried Spider-Man. It's done literal nothing for me. So not too thrilled with how the card is performed. But otherwise, we will be back live probably on Monday unless I get some free time and decide to stream one of the showcases over the weekend. But count on Monday. Hope for sooner. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe. Enjoy some good food and company. Oh, we will be back live tomorrow morning for a PT watch party. That's what it is. Catch you then.